the customer quotes, the videos, the product images, the stats. These are all Lego blocks, and they can be assembled from the get-go, but then the salesperson can swap in the appropriate pieces to make it really hit home for their buyers. So the idea here is, again, to make it quick and easy for the salesperson, because we know salespeople are super busy. They don't want to spend a ton of time building assets from scratch. So that's
Yeah.
where the templates come into play. But also, we know that need for personalization. We know the impact it has. So make that at an arm's reach, that they can just swap in the right pieces, the right Lego blocks to really resonate with that buyer.
So as you're then thinking about like how we measure the success, because I want to be like, forgive me for saying it this way, but like learning into tool always comes with a learning curve. And then like, even though I know AssetMule is not super crazy difficult to learn in the grand scheme, like you guys have made it pretty easy to get started. Still, like there's a learning curve. It's setting everything up and integrating all these things. Like it's not always a light lift. It's always easier to do nothing than to do something. So like
Yeah, for sure.
as we think about how we then validate and measure success, like what are some of the success stories you guys have been able to see for some of your customers that have used AssetMule?
Yeah. So I think of measurement in a couple different ways, right? And I like to actually think of three levels of measurement when it comes to sales assets in general, but this is also specific to AssetMule. So the first is usage, right? Now, if a marketer is just setting up an ABM landing page and there's no need for the sales team to do outreach and send that, they're just driving ads to it, maybe that's less so an issue. But if you are creating those assets to put in the hands of the sales team, and you're creating other assets as well, like one pagers and case studies and so on, you want to make sure that your sales team is actually using those assets, right? And if not, you want to understand why, right? And what you can do to improve those assets so that they're more relevant and more usable for the sales team. So that's the high level, like first layer that I would lay out there. The
Cool.
second is buyer engagement. So as the sales team is sending these over to the buyers, you want to make sure that buyers are actually engaging with these pages and that it's resonating with them, right? So it's not just, are they viewing these pages, but are they interacting with the content on these pages? And again, because these are interactive assets that include videos and interactive demos and links to other assets, it becomes really easy to actually track these things. You can see if they watched your video, you can see if they clicked through the demo. If there's an ROI calculator in there, did they play around with the ROI calculator? So it
Yeah.
can give you some really interesting insights and give you those intent signals that actually, yeah, they're actually engaging with these assets. It's resonating with them.